We're probably 24 hours late on this, but as this unfolded and I was off yesterday, I wanted your thoughts, Dion. So let's go back to the end of the Bucks Pacers series, a series between two teams that clearly hated each other. A lot of Dame Lillard, Tyrese Haliburton nonsense back and forth. Haliburton and his family clearly offended by the whole athletic survey where he was named the most overrated player in the league per anonymous NBA player votes. And he appeared to take that personally. After the Pacers closed out the Bucks, Halliburton jumps on the scorer's table. That was very Karl Anthony Towns-esque. You won the first round. Congratulations. And then while that's going on, Tyrese's father takes it upon himself to go on the court and confront Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm sure you saw Giannis's full thoughts afterwards. Giannis kind of stoically just took it from the dad in the moment and then seemed to redirect his frustrations to Ben Mathurin, who he like grabbed the neck of and brought in and just chirped him head to head. That was strange. In the end, we had a post-game press conference with Giannis where he gave a 4-minute monologue about learning how to win and be respectful, and this was just very disrespectful. So I don't know. Where do you stand on any of this? Is anyone definitively in the wrong here in the Halliburton Giannis beef?
I have no issue with. I don't love what Tyrese Haliburton did. I think in the first round we should be a little bit more like tame. But what I will say though, with that in mind, is the NBA is going back to like the era of like, hey, we don't get along. You know what I mean? You have Jimmy who came out publicly and said, I don't like Dylan Brooks. I want that known for a fact. You have Ant who's getting in Bron's face. The Thunder don't fear anybody. I think you're seeing a group or a generation of players that were known for being friends off the court saying, you know what, now we don't want to be known for that anymore. I think with that, you get a lot of emotions. And I think Tyrese's kind of just came out with him jumping on the table because it was a chippy series the whole time. Every series is low key chippy for what it's worth. And I like that. So I'm okay with what he did. I think as we develop back into this chippy era, I'd like to get rid of some of the celebration aspect because it is just the first round. But I like what it's bringing us on the court. Halliburton's dad is completely in the wrong. And it's not just him. Everybody involved with the Indiana Pacers organization is wrong for allowing him to be on that court. Why was he on that court? Where was security to prevent him from going on that court? Why didn't the player say something to him when he was on the court? Who allowed him to get that opportunity to walk that close? Because respectfully, the reason he didn't get knocked out is because Giannis knew that was Tyrese's dad. There is about, I don't know how many you would say, maybe like 400 people that sit courtside. Maybe the number might be larger than that. I don't know. Any of them could have done exactly what Tyrese Halliburton's dad did in theory and just walked on the court. They chose not to. Halliburton's dad didn't. And because it's Halliburton's dad, everybody was safe. But I think when we discuss safety of fans and players, what happened can't happen ever again. I think it was rude. I think it was disrespectful. I think it was clown-like behavior. Tyrese handled it extremely well in the post-game press conference where he said, my dad wasn't in the right, and we will have conversations, not just with him, but with Giannis about it, and we'll move on. I have no idea why Giannis was mad at Ben Mather.
Well, I
That
do,
was,
I do, because Ben
oh, wow.
Mathurin is an all-time shit talker. Ben Mathurin wants beef with it, which is why I love Ben Mathurin. I wanted the Pistons to take him over Jaden Ivey. We didn't. Ben Mathurin was always super pissed about that and has held a personal grudge ever since, to the point he wants to like basically dehumanize Jaden Ivey every time he sees him. So I have no doubt Ben Mathurin's like a psychopath that probably said some shit, and Giannis decided to take it upon himself after that frustrating moment. But no, I agree with you. Look, in the NBA playoffs, one of my favorite things about the first round this year is I think we've had some really, really testy moments in every series. Like Pistons, Knicks have had some physical moments where they need to be separated amidst all the flopping. Obviously, Warriors, Rockets have gotten really spicy at moments. Honestly, I think you could go through probably every first round series and like single out a moment that felt genuinely like we don't like each other. There's real animosity here. And I think that is maybe one of the biggest things that's been missing in the latest era of the NBA for me is it is like the player, I don't know, entitlement era or like the player, we're all friends with each other. The super team era, right? Like there's not a lot of real beef in the sport anymore. And I think that's manifested itself in the playoffs in some fun ways. I don't think anybody's in the wrong for this except for Tyrese's dad. This video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We have a special offer for you. Use promo code SLEEPERS, place a deposit, and Underdog will match your deposit as a first-time user up to $1,000 in bonus credits with a 50% deposit match. And they're giving you a free pick for the next 48 hours. And Dion, I know it has your attention.
It's Steph Curry to score 1 point in game six, an elimination game at the crib. That's what we do. We've been beating the Rockets for a decade. Night, night.
1 point from Steph Curry, you win your free pick. Promo code SLEEPERS. Make sure you don't miss out. Let's get back to the video. Don't make it about you. If you're a family member of a player and you become the story, you probably did something wrong here. So I don't know what's going on with him. I like that Tyrese sort of condemned that right away. I think Giannis handled it pretty well. I'm just going to nitpick things elsewhere. Otherwise, like I don't really care that this happened. But I will say this. I think in general, Tyrese Haliburton is not the most overrated player in the NBA, but you don't get voted that in the anonymous player survey unless the true answer here is people just don't like you. That might as well be not who's the most overrated player. It might as well be who's the lamest player in the NBA. And players that, let's be real, Halliburton's played on the Olympic team. Halliburton's played on all-star teams. Halliburton's been everywhere. There's a bunch of exposure to this guy. And if people at all levels liked him, they wouldn't vote him for that. But at all levels, it seemingly isn't like that. And I don't mean to condemn the kid. I don't know him. He's probably a fine guy. But I think there's always going to be this level of Tyrese Haliburton that just is aware that people don't love him like that, and he wants to be cool. It's kind of how I used to feel about Jason Tatum before he won championships, right? It's like I so badly want to be the cool guy, and I'm just not. And I think that's probably what sort of rooted all of this is the Halliburton family got sick of this and is trying to take it out on someone. Giannis, credit to him for not like hitting the dude. But in Giannis's post-game press conference, I laughed audibly at one moment because he was like, man, I'm not going to do a Giannis impersonation because of that accent, but he essentially is like, my family has come from nothing, and my family has never been given anything we don't deserve, and well, except for Thanasis. And I just laughed so hard because like he caught it. He's trying to make the point like my family would never be in a spot where they're making it like, no, your family did because you're Giannis. You also got the benefits of this in a weird way. It's different than his dad acting a fool, but like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of humor on both sides of what has happened here.
Yeah, I think I also think it's very clear Giannis is leaving. So
Yeah.
all of his actions scream the guy that will be demanding a trade in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
The way he was standing on the court, kind of soaking the moment in, and granted, the moment became about Tyrese Halliburton's dad, but that's very bizarre for a guy who, by the way, like I feel like the Bucks championship gets forgotten, but Giannis won a championship like 3 or 4 years ago. For him to be soaking up the moment of a first round series is crazy to me. His wife posted a picture on IG, and I only know this because I think the Warriors might get Giannis, so I'm all in on him demanding a trade. But she posted a picture of her and the kids like looking up at the banner that they won. I want to say it was. It's just very weird behavior. It screams something else is coming. I do like the way Halliburton handled all of it. I like the idea of Halliburton being like the most hated guy in the league. I think the league needs guys like Halliburton who are hated. I think the league needs guys like Ant that fear nobody. I think they need guys like SGA who are incredibly talented, but like we also could hate because the play style is kind of crazy, like a Jalen Brunson. They need the Pistons who like I don't know how much I believe they actually want to fight, but would fight anybody. I like the trend the league is going in with the physicality, the mental aspect of the sport. There's a few things they got to clean up, and it's mostly just Tyrese Halliburton's dad. And if you told me what the league has to clean up is Tyrese Halliburton's dad having a flag in front of Giannis, I'd say they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. 100%.